Sometimes I like looking at Smogon entries for crappy Pokemon because every once in a while I'll find gold like this. Overview, Donphan is worthless. And don't forget Luvdiscs. Moves, attract a potential mate and entrance him, her, or it in your charm. Then set up a rain dance for a romantic sweet kiss in the rain. If you get rejected, this is also a very annoying moveset to face. If you can't win them over, you better make sure they suffer for it. As a classic saying goes, only true love can thaw a frozen heart. Hydration on Luvdisc ensures that it will thaw every time. The epitome of true love. Luvdisc is also very versatile in its nature. Are you bold in love? And do you take your chances as you see them? Or are you the bashful kind that waits patiently for the perfect Prince Charming or damsel in distress? Luvdisc has boundless options for you. Wage an intense battle with your opponent to build up feelings of excitement between both parties. After Luvdisc's 5 other teammates have faded, send it in with a proclamation of your love in the chat. Your proclamation of love should ideally be your original creation, but if you aren't the creative type, you can simply reference romantic works of literature that appeal to your opponent. Romeo and Juliet is a classic to quote from, but considering the average age group of Pokemon players, you're probably better off quoting from Despicable Me 2. After you have successfully seduced your opponent, coax him, her, or it to forfeit as a display of his, her, or its loyalty to you. Not only will you win battles, you will also win hearts. Love wins. Apart from Luvdisc itself, flowers are also supposedly very romantic gifts to present to your partner. Thus, Roselia, Floette, and Sunflora make for good teammates. These Pokemon can also tank hits for Luvdisc in battle, as they are much bulkier. Your other teammates could depend on the kind of partners whose affection you are trying to win. Diamonds are a girl's best friend, and Carbink is therefore a good teammate to show your affection for a lady. It also hits harder than Luvdisc in battle, helping it to break down bulky foes such as Persian. As for their male counterparts, I've heard that dogs are a man's best friend, so you may want to pack a Stoutland or Growlithe on your team as well. And if none of the above works, you could try poetry. Checks and counters! Love knows no boundaries! My personal favorite, not a crappy Pokemon though. Overview! Kyogre is a bastard! He is though! When I did that Coliseum playthrough a couple of years ago, Kyogre was my stopping point, and I had to formulate an fuck that fucking Kyogre. I had to formulate an entire strategy just to get past him. He's definitely a certified bastard. Overview. Castform is the living proof that if man ever hopes to emulate nature's beauty in its creation of living things, there's still a long way to go. While nature has concocted majestic dragons and serpents such as Salamence and Milotic, all that the top scientists from Hoenn could muster is a disfigured cluster of water molecules that they aptly classified as a water... Wait. No, as this is normal type, that they aptly classified as a normal type, and whose entire lower half looks like one huge ass. Not very professional of them. At least they weren't lying about Castform's half-assed battling capabilities. In X-Men, the superhero Storm possesses the power to control the weather and was portrayed on the silver screen by the immaculately beautiful Halle Berry. In Pokemon, the artificially made Castform also has control over the weather and is portrayed by the disembodied head of the Pillsbury Doughboy. I wonder which man's got the short end of the stick. More Castform love. Overview. Use Chimecho instead. This one's for unknown. I love it. Use Chimecho? Chimecho sucks too. Okay, I gotta read a couple more because these are great. Delibird. One of the worst things about Christmas has to be the mall Santas. Every year these vapid tokens of an overly commercialized holiday pop up all over like clockwork, intending to spread joy and cheer, but doing nothing but delivering Lackadaisical performance is a disappointment. Many a kid's holidays have been spoiled by these mundane avatars of Kris Kringle in what can only be described as a ritualistic assassination of childhood innocence. Truly, they are a blight upon our cultural landscape, and only when they are washed from our social consciousness can some form of dignity begin to return to Christmas. Everything stated in the above paragraph also applies to Delibird. Yo, come on, he's just a little guy. He's trying. Beautifly. Contrary to its glamorous name, Beautifly is a vile and nasty butterfly ridiculed by its peers due to its ugly appearance. There once was a tale told about this butterfly, and it goes as such. Once there was an ugly butterfly. It was so ugly that everyone died. The end. This story may make Beautifly out to be a devastating Pokemon in the tier, but it can't do anything the brother Butterfree can't do, and thus lives in its shadow. Oh no. With Flash, Beautifly shows its ugly face to the foe, which lowers their accuracy and can scar them for life. Oh my god. While using Beautifly, the main objective is to scar a foe so much with its ugliness that the foe cannot hit it or its teammates, although the user has to be sure not to look into its eyes either. Oh my god. Spinda! After finding out his fiance cheated on him, this once lovable bear has become a bar-lingering berryholic who lives for the bubbling sensation of berry juice. The abnormal spots on his body are not genetic, but rather the stains of beverages on his skin after a long night on the town. As realized by his partner, there is no real reason to use Spinda over any normal type. Although he does have pretty respectable dance moves. Drowning in sorrow and berry juice! As a berryholic, it is crucial for Spinda to refill his glass, giving cause for recycle to be his most important move. After a few drinks, Spinda hits the floor and uses teeter dance to display his masculinity for the ladies. When Spinda is matched up against another slobbering berryholic, he spins around in circles, confusing the foe in front of him, and then proceeds to dizzy punch them. Although Sucker Punch can be used to get a cheap shot off on a foe. What does a berryholic do other than all of these things? Karaoke, of course. Spinda displays his gifted voice by slurring the words to a song, which usually ends up in the audience falling asleep. Oh my god. Berry juice is the uniform item for all Spinda, as it is a symbol of their despair at nights at the bar. Not to mention that it tastes delicious. Tangled Feet describes Spinda's dizzying walk, which is due to overconsumption of his favorite drink. They are throwing so much shade at Spinda. My man's just trying to vibe. After a few drinks, Spinda can get very sassy, supporting the choice for his nature, while his EV spread represents the fact that Spinda doesn't know what he's doing with his life. Stop! Oh my god. As with any bar inhabitant, Spinda requires a designated driver to take him home. Seeing as Spinda doesn't spend his money on anything other than berry juice, it doesn't possess a phone and therefore cannot contact Uber. The app, not the tier, thank you. That being said, Spinda doesn't have any friends and thus rides on the back of any Pokemon that can carry it. However, the main teammate for Spinda is my boy Tropius, as it harvests the berries used to make berry juice. Seeing as Spinda wobbles all over the place, when he needs to get home, he can use a stick to steady himself. Whenever Spinda gets in a really bad mood, he can use Psycho Cut on memorabilia from his past relationship. On certain occasions, when Spinda is feeling funky, he uses Rapid Spin and showcases his breakdancing skills. Move, baby, move! Move, baby, move!
Duck this one!
Checks encounters an empty wallet. As the saying goes, money can buy happiness. Although in the case of Spinda, he just buys more berry juice. When Spinda can't buy any more berry juice, he better be carrying some bear mace. A broken heart. After his tragic breakup, whenever Spinda isn't under the trance of berry juice, his memories from the past fill his mind, causing him to lie in the fetal position and leaving him open to attacks. Jesus Christ, my God. Oh my god!